vishwamakhilam brahmadidevasura yat sattvadam rushaiva bhati sakalam rajjau yatha her brahmah yat padaplavamekame hi bhavam bodhe stitir shavata vandeham tamashesha karana param Ramakhyamisham Harim. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om 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 Jaya Jaya Ram Om Jaya Jaya Ram Om Siyavar Ramchandra ki jai Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai Hari Om. I'm feeling it is softer today. Can you all hear well? Okay. We were seeing the portion where Sita ji was answering the questions that Bhagwan Rama had raised. Rather, Bhagwan had told her that forest life is very difficult. You don't fully realize what all things are waiting for you there. So please don't insist that you should come to the forest. He gave a set of reasons. He gave logic. And he also gave examples of Nahusha and Galava. One of the name of Divine Mother is Vagwadini. Vagwadini means nobody can defeat her in logic and speech. So this portion is often quoted for explanation of that name. Lalita Sahasranama, this name comes Vagwadini. Means she systematically goes through all of Bhagwan's points and gives the counter argument and says why I should come to the forest. Now there is a very nice message that Sita ji is giving in and through her answers. She is telling Bhagwan, you are saying that forest life is difficult. There is a lot of sorrow there. She is asking Bhagwan as though, if I stay back in Ayodhya, does it mean to say sorrow will not come? There is no guarantee. Outside situation gives sorrow is true. But she says there are some other things this mind is capable of doing, where in spite of everything being okay, it will find a way to be miserable. What are those things? The first thing, what we can get from Sita ji's answer is, whenever there is a lot of desire, that desire will bring sorrow to that person. We had seen in Bhajo Govindam, second verse. Mooda jahihi dhanagama trishnam, kuru sad buddhim manase vitrishnam, yallabhase nija karmopatam, vittam tena vinodaya chittam. So there we had discussed, Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji is telling in one of his another text, Ko Daridraha. Who is a poor person? The answer given there is, Yasya Vishala Trishna. One who has insatiable desire, he says that person is really poor. Sita ji is saying Bhagwan, Sita ji is telling Bhagwan that this is not my problem. In forest, in spite of minimal things being available, because my Trishna is not like that, yes, I'll be still okay. That is her first point she makes. If Trishna is there, no matter where we are. They might be in Ayodhya in the palace. He says sorrow will enter through that door of desire. But if I can be even in the forest without that Trishna, I'm okay. Second point, she says, if we have more time on our hand and less things to do, more time and less things, this mind is very capable of giving trouble. And she says, in the forest, I will keep myself thoroughly busy. The Chaupais mean that. She is telling, what will be my routine throughout the day? Morning, I will do this. After 66th Doha, she is giving all this description. This is, I will offer my prayers. I will do your Pada Puja. I will do your Pada Puja. Whenever it is hot, Chamara Seva I will do. And then Upasana in different ways, just looking at you, I will keep my mind busy. And whatever other things are needed, whole day will be taken away in your own Seva. So I will not have any spare time. Sita ji is telling these things. Means if mind is preoccupied in good things, this is there sorrow cannot enter. Third one, she says, when mind is turned away from Bhagwan, that is when sorrow enters. So she is telling, even in the forest, I will make sure that I keep my mind only on you, Bhagwan. That is why I want to come to the forest. All other difficulties, limitations, all of them are okay. I will manage them because I have these qualities. Trishna is less. I know how to keep myself positively occupied. At the same time, my mind is on you only, Bhagwan. Now she makes a very beautiful point. You see after Doha number 66, first Chaupai. Muhimaga chalatana hoi hi hari, chinu chinu charana saroja nihari. I will just keep looking at your feet on this path. And later Goswamiji writes, just before Rama Valmiki Samvada, how their footprints were. Bhagwan is walking, Sita ji is walking, saving Bhagwan's footprint. And Lakshman Ji is walking, saving both of their footprints. And Goswamiji says, Phalashruti of such a vision, even in dream, is moksha. His descriptions are very, very unique and beautiful. One who can get even such a glimpse of Bhagwan walking with those footprints, and Sita ji saving Bhagwan's footprint, and Lakshman ji saving both of their footprints, he says that sadhaka will get, moksha is not too far for that sadhaka. I mean, that purity of mind is attained by such a sadhaka. So here she says, I will walk like that with my eyes just on your feet. Sabahi bhati piya seva kariham, marga janita sakala shramariham. And what will I do? Whatever shrama I get from walking, marga janita shrama, that shrama I will remove through your seva. This is where we had paused last time. So Sita ji's indication is, sometimes we wonder, right? After doing something, how do we know we have done a good job? This is one indicator where physically we might be tired, but mentally this person is cheerful. If somebody says, would you like to do this seva again? The answer should be yes. If answer is no, for physical tiredness, whatever that answer is, but mind level, the answer that we get, that is a true litmus test of whether or not that seva was successful. So in Bhagavatam, the same thing is put in a different way, where it is said, any work that we do should bring us closer to Bhagwan. We should appreciate his presence, his power, and whatever devotion we have, that should increase towards the Lord. If it is not so, then that work has not served any purpose. Shukdev ji Maharaj is very strict. He doesn't even say it has served little purpose. He says it has not served any purpose. Shrama eva hi kevalam means that. So whenever we start our day, this should be our prayer. That Bhagwan, I have so many things to do throughout the day, and it tires me out, no doubt. But may I remember for whose sake am I doing all those things? If my master is remembered, before we begin the job, remembering him, offering, and after we finish, again offering it back at the end of the day. This is the prayer we chant. Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakrute swabhavat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayanayeti samarpaya. That I offer this to Bhagwan so that shrama doesn't come to me. And it doesn't mean that because we have offered to Bhagwan, everything will be nice. Right? Difficulties will also be there. Disappointments also be there. But he says, the one who is really taking all of them is Bhagwan only. So Karma Yoga Siddhanta, Sita Ji is telling us, more we can prepare ourselves for difficulties in this way. How Sita Ji is preparing, we can better face situations. Puja Swamiji, Swami Swarupanand Ji, has a book called Storm to Perform. I once had the chance of listening to Swamiji, on that topic. Somewhere in India, Swamiji was speaking. So Swamiji made one sentence which was, very apt. He said, more we can prepare for the storm, better we can face it. Because storm, if somebody is going in the sea, it is expected. So it is up to us whether we enter prepared or we just, out of enthusiasm go and then get stuck somewhere. So Sita Ji is that person who is preparing for different type of situations. With this, Bhagwan says, if people are arguing in this way, how can I convince them? Lord Shiva also must have said, see, I told you, koi hi soi jo Rama ruchi rakha, ko kai tarka badave aisa ka. So Lord Bhagwan Rama also appreciates the devotion of Sita Ji, and he says, you come. Kahyo krupala bhanu kula natha, parihari sochu chalahu banasatha. Without any kind of anxiety, without any kind of worry, you just come along with me. Nahi bishada kara avasaru aju. Today is not the time for sorrow. We are supposed to go to the forest. It's a very auspicious thing. Don't have to grieve over it. Just get ready quickly and come with me. Now, when this dialogue is over, Kaushalya Ji, her motherly instincts, they are also there. Although previously she said, you go to the forest. That is your duty right now. But now she is having those emotions. She says, you go, but remember all of us. You have to come back to remove our sorrow. Don't go away forever. And come back quickly. Also make sure that a hard-hearted mother like me does not forget you. She is not hard-hearted, but she says in these words, Firihai dasa bidi bahuri ki mori, deki hau nayana manohara jori. Just above that, this is third chaupai after 67. Begi praja dukha metaba ai, janani nithura bisari jani jai. Janani nithura means hard-hearted, because I had to give you this permission to go, and still I am here like this. She says, you go, but you come back quickly. Don't delay too much. And she's praying to Bhagwan, when will these things change? Will I again see Bhagwan Rama, Sita Ji with my physical eyes? So those thoughts are going on in her mind. And she's having this emotion of a mother. So she embraces Bhagwan. Now comes the portion of the sambandha between Sita Ji and Kaushalya Ji. What was their love and respect? And because Sita Ji also is walking a very fine line. On one hand, she has said few things to Kaushalya Ji out of a lot of respect, but she said, I'm going with Bhagwan to the forest. So now Bhagwan has consoled Kaushalya Ji. Everything is calmed down now. Sita Ji comes and does pranams to Kaushalya Ji. and she says, "Oh mother, please forgive me. The time when I had to serve you in this period, I had to go to the forest. And this karma is very deep. Gahana karmano gatihi. You don't know sometimes what is kartavya, what is prarabdha, what is right. So please don't have any hard feelings towards me. You let go of your agitation. Don't get too much worried about us, but at the same time, don't stop loving me." Both she says, Tajiyaba chobu janai chadiya chohu. This is third chaupai after 68. Tajaba chobu jani chadiya chohu. Means kshoba you leave, your agitation you leave, but don't leave me. Keep me in your heart, and I will go quickly, serve Bhagwan well, and come back. And then she says, she does pranams, and Kaushalya Ji embraces Sita Ji, and so much of love is there between both of them. Now you see three things together. One is there is prema between both of them. There is shiksha also. Kaushalya Ji is telling Sita Ji how to live in the forest. At the same time, there is Aashirvaad. Prema, shiksha, and Aashirvaad. Meaning what? If shiksha has to work, you need the other two also. In any sambandha, in any relation, only shiksha, it looks like a injunction. Even if somebody hears, they won't feel like following it. But Kaushalya Ji shiksha is not like that. There is prema presiding it, there is Aashirvada following it. Holistic way, she is giving this message to Sita Ji. Okay, this is where I wanted to come. Now every devotee is coming and meeting Bhagwan. First Kaushalya Ji Bhagwan met, then Sita Ji he met. Now Lakshman Ji gets the news. He says, Bhagwan is going to the forest? I don't know. He was getting ready for Rajabhisheka and everything. So Lakshman Ji comes quickly. Samachara jaba Lakshmana paye, vyakula bilakhi, badana uti dhaye. He gets very anxious and quickly runs to Bhagwan Rama. Now remember, who is Lakshman Ji? Vairagya yukta bhakti. Sita Ji was Parama Bhakti. Parama Bhakti. And Bharat Ji is Seva yukta bhakti. So all these chaupais are elaboration of Lakshman Ji's character. The one who is endowed with Vairagya and has devotion to Bhagwan, how does he come across? So Lakshman Ji comes, he says, Kampa pulaka tana nayana sanira, gahe charana ati prema adhira. He's having all kinds of emotions. Anxiety on one side, he is pale on the other side, and is having so much of love to Bhagwan. Mix of all these emotions, he just goes and falls at his feet. Kahina sakata kachu chitavata thade, meena deena janu jalate kaadhe. He is unable to speak, just like a fish taken out of water. You know how it gasps for breath? Like that he is feeling. Did Bhagwan say that he is going to the forest and he did not make any statement about me? Means whether he is taking me or he is leaving me behind. What is he going to do? He says all our punya karmas are over now. Means if I have to let go of Sat, Sangha with Sat is over. Means Satsanga is over. He says punya karmas are going down. What will I do staying here if Bhagwan is away in the forest? So all these thoughts are going in his mind, and he is standing there with folded hands. And Bhagwan sees Lakshman Ji. How does Bhagwan see Lakshman Ji? Goswami Ji writes one chaupai. You see the third chaupai after 69 Doha. Did you all find? Third chaupai. This is the second line. Rama bilo ki bandhu kar jore, deha geha sab sana truna tore. Bhagwan is seeing Lakshman Ji standing with folded hands but he knows what his mind is like. He has let gone of this physical body like a blade of grass. And all other sambandhas that he has left them aside just like this blade of grass. Means Vairagya is one thing to have in mind. Lakshmanji's personality was such, even if you look at him, you could sense that Vairagya. Means it was Vairagya taken a physical form. That was Lakshmanji. And great Mahatmas, we see this, When you look at them, there is so much of depth in their personality that you feel Vairagya has taken a form like them. You look at Swami Vivekananda's, some of his pictures, even the personality reflects the convictions of their mind. He says, like this, Lakshmanji was standing there, embodiment of Vairagya. Now, Bhagwan knows this, but he tells Lakshmanji, don't get overpowered by emotions. I know you want to come with me. Short term, you might have certain good, but also think about long-term good. 14 years only, right? I will go, finish whatever my father has told me, everything will be done, and then I'll again come back to become the king over here only. But now if you insist that you want to come with me, there are many things which are not going to be good over here. Why? He says, first thing is, Bharatji and Shatrugnaji are not here. Bharatji and Shatrugnaji are not here. Father is very weak right now. And Ayodhya will not have any protector. If you also come with me, who is going to support them? You see, very convincing points Bhagwan gives from a dharma standpoint. Bhavana Bharata Ripu Sudana Nahi, Rao Vruddha, Mama Dukha Mana Mahi. First Chaupai after 70. He says, father is having lot of sorrow. This is not the right time for you to come with me. Stay back, because if citizens are made to go through sorrow, that king goes to Naraka. This is Bhagwan's Dharma Shastra. Jasu Raja Priya Praja Dukhari Son Rupu Avasi Naraka Adhikari. Third Chaupai after 70. This is that king who gives trouble to the citizens. He will go to Naraka. So this is Dharma Sammata. Don't come with me, stay here. I will tell you what to do. Now, even these words of Bhagwan Rama, they were very soothing. But Lakshmanji heard it and got dried up just like the frost dries up lotuses. It's very soothing and cooling, but still it dries up lotuses. Like that, Lakshmanji dried up listening to Bhagwan's words. And the answer Lakshmanji gives is very beautiful. This is after 71 Doha. This we will chant. Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. 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 दीन्हि मोहि सिखनी की गोसाई, लागी अगम अपनी कदराई। नरबर धीर धर्म धुर धारी, निगम नीति कहूँ ते अधिकारी। मैं शिशु प्रभु स्नेह प्रतिपाला, मंदरु मेरु किले ही मराला। गुरपितु मातु न जानहु काहू, कहु सुभावु नाथ पति आहू। जगत स्नेह सगाई, प्रीति प्रतीति निगम निजुगाई। मोरे सबई एक तुम स्वामी, दीन बंधुर अंतर जामी। धर्म नीति उपदेसी यथाहि, कीरति भूति सुगति प्रिय जाहि। मन क्रम बचन चरण रत होई, कृपा सिंधु परिहरिय कि सोई। करुणा सिंधु बंधु सुबंधु के सुनि मृदु बचन विनीत समुझाए उरलाई प्रभु जानि सनेह समीत सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. He says, Bhagwan, whatever you told me, all of that is according to dharma. I agree. Deen hi moh hi sikan ni ki gosai. Whatever you told me is very, very appropriate. But he says, I did not get it. Means I'm not able to understand it. Now, this is a polite way of saying. There was a Mahatma Ji, whenever students would tell him anything and they would make a mistake in telling him, then he would say, I did not understand. He would not directly say, you are wrong. I did not understand. Can you explain again? And then when he would explain, he would try to point out that, if you said like this, then there is one catch over here. How did you explain that? So like this, Lakshman Ji is telling Bhagwan that whatever you said, lagi agama apani kadarai. Means whatever you said is difficult for me to understand because of my shortcoming. Means I'm a very timid person. Bhagwan says, I have seen your timidness when Parshuram Ji had come. All of that I have seen. Now you are, becoming a timid person. He says, no. I'm very kadarai, very timid person. Whatever you said, Bhagwan, is for all strong people. Narabara dhira dharma dhuradhari. Those who are very, very capable of following dharma. For them, all these injunctions on what a king should do, if king does not take care of citizens, what will happen to them, all of that, only they are capable of following. Nigama niti kahu te adhikari. For dharma, whatever Shastra is telling, adhikaris are very different. Bhagwan must have said, who are you then? If you are not adhikari, who are you? He says, Bhagwan, I'm a small child who thrives on your love. I'm a small baby who is just seeking your love. I can't do all this dharma and other things that you are telling me. Can you ask a swan bird to lift Meru mountain? When small child is there, you should just give that child love. Don't tell that child what is right, what is wrong, before it can even understand anything about this world. He says, I am like that child. It's a very beautiful line. Main sisu prabhu saneha pratipala. I am a shishu, a baby. And how do I take care of myself? I thrive and survive on your love. Saneha pratipala. Just with your love, I survive. So I'm not able to understand any of these intricacies of dharma. Mandaru meru ki lehi marala. Do you ask a marala bird, swan bird, to carry Mount Meru? Guru pitu matu na janau kahu, kahu subhau nata pati ahu. He chants Tomeva Mata, Tomeva Pita, Tomeva Guru, everything over here. Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva. That is this line. Guru pitu matu na janau kahu. I don't know anybody other than you as any of these sambandhas. Jahan lagi jagat saneha sagai, priti pratiti nigama niju gai. Whatever love we get, whatever joy we get from all relations, sambandhas, with objects, people, he says all of that for me is you alone. Means I have never seen any sambandha different from you. So please don't keep me here. More sabai eka tuma swami. My swami is you alone. Deena bandhu ura antarajami. Means you are Deena bandhu. You understand what is our condition. And you are antaryami. Means you know I am speaking the truth. Antaryami's role is that. Antaryami is the one who is sitting behind the mind. And world is in front of the mind, you say. So whatever world sees is very limited. World cannot see our thoughts. World cannot see our bhavana. But one person who can very well see, notes, and gives results according to that bhavana, he says that is Antaryami. If somebody appreciates this, their anxiety for approval from the world will go down. Their anxiety for recognition from the world should go down. Why? Because karma phala doesn't come from the world. It comes through the world, but it doesn't come from the world. The one who gives karma phala is Antaryami, and he notes all kind of bhavanas. So he says, Bhagwan, you are Antaryami, so you know whatever I am saying is the truth. And all the things that you just mentioned, right, about dharma and everything, dharma niti upadesya tahi kirati bhuti sugati priya jahi. He's making a very strong statement here. He says all of this dharma is for somebody who has desire for the world. Either he wants kirti, he wants name and fame, he wants bhuti, means vibhuti, prosperity he wants, sugati, good destination he wants. The one for whom these three things are priya, to that person is all your upadesha of dharma. Means how should we understand this? Dharma gives two things. It can give material prosperity also. It can give purity of mind also. So Lakshman Ji is telling over here, in my case, dharma has already accomplished its purpose. Material prosperity is there in plenty, and mind has also become pure. It is having Vairagya. Now it wants you and you alone. Having come to this point, now I don't have to again go back to dharma. If I have sat in a boat and crossed the river, now I can get down from the boat and go and do for my main thing which I had come for. Even after crossing the river, if I say, no, sit in the boat only because boat is very nice. He says, no, dharma has fulfilled its purpose. The purpose of dharma is to bring Brahma Jijnasa. Purpose of dharma is to bring Brahma Jijnasa. That has already come. He says, now don't tell me to go back into dharma again. Now very carefully we should understand him. He is not criticizing dharma. That meaning we should never take. Somebody like Lakshman Ji, why would he even say in those lines? All he is telling is, it's a step-by-step process. From somebody who is living a impulsive life, Shastra came and brought dharma in their life. Dharma means do's and don'ts. What we had seen earlier, the break in our life is dharma. Whatever I feel like doing, holding myself back from doing that thing. In line more with my duties rather than fancies of the mind, impulses of the mind, vasanas you call. Once that is done, when somebody wants to go into Brahma Jijnasa, he says at that time, dharma also says we have fulfilled our purpose. Now you can continue later on. This part is also a little technical part. Some Mahatmas look at this as gradation across ashramas. From Brahmacharya ashrama, they went into Grahastha ashrama. From Grahastha ashrama, they are entering now into Vanaprastha ashrama. So many things that they were doing in Grahastha ashrama, Shastra only says you can step back now. Why? Because it has already fulfilled its purpose. That part is done. You don't need to again start that cycle of Grahastha ashrama. After Vanaprastha, when they go into Sannyas ashrama, there also there is even more dropping of karma. Why? Because it has fulfilled its purpose. Then only one can drop it. So in the case of Lakshmanji, we don't have to worry about anything. In the case of Lakshmanji, he says, it has fulfilled my purpose. So now please don't tell me to go back into dharma. So whatever teaching you gave, it is okay. But that is not for me right now. I'm a small child. I just want you and you alone, Bhagwan. Manakrama bachana charana rata hoyi, krupa sindhu parihariyon ki soyi. In all ways, I am dedicated and surrendered unto you. Please shower your grace. Now Bhagwan sees him. He is having a mix of emotions. On one hand, he has fear. On the other hand, he has love. Both of it is together. So Bhagwan says, come. Sita ji also he said, come. Lakshman ji also he says, you also come, but first go and take mother's permission. Whose permission? Sumitra ji's permission you need before you can come with me. Interestingly, Bhagwan doesn't say, go and seek Urmila ji's permission. Why? Because he knows, one from a dharma standpoint also, it is said, for Vanaprastha ashrama, even for a grahastha, parents' permission is needed. That is simple meaning. He says mother's permission is needed even for Vanaprastha. But another is, Urmila ji was a very, very evolved soul. We saw it in the Mandapa Prakriya, right? When the wedding is happening, that time Goswami had introduced all the 4 sisters together. So Urmila ji, she knows very well that one who is told to go to the forest is Bhagwan Rama and Sita ji. Lakshman ji doesn't have any injunctions to go to the forest. He is going to serve Bhagwan Rama and Sita ji. If I put forth any requests or if I put any condition, his seva will be hindered. So Bhagwan also knew that she is already with him. But he says, you need mother's permission. First make sure that Sumitra ji is okay if you come with me. And this is another beautiful portion. What is Sumitra ji's response? Now what was Lakshman ji symbolizing again? Vairagya yukta bhakti. Vairagya in particular. Who is the mother of Vairagya? In Vedanta, what do we say? Sadhana Chatushtaya, where do we start? Viveka and Vairagya. What comes before Vairagya is Viveka. Mother of Vairagya is Viveka. Only then Vairagya will be strong and long lasting. Stable Vairagya, if you want, it has to be born through Viveka only. If it comes through any other trigger, it comes and it goes. This is what we call as Smashana Vairagya. There is a story of Kabir Das ji, where somebody was supposed to come to meet him in his home. And at that time, he had to go and attend some funeral in a ghat in Kashi. So they say, Kabir Das ji is not here. You can go to that procession which is going on there. You will find him there. But he said, there are so many people. How will I know who is Kabir Das ji? They said, he is the one on whose head you will find a feather. He is the one on whose head you will find a feather. Maybe in those days there was a tradition. They would wear some hat with a feather or something. But he goes there and he finds everybody with a hat wearing a feather. They say, how will I find Kabir Das ji? They say, wait for some time. All the feathers will go away. One feather will remain. That one is Kabir Das ji. Meaning somebody who has Viveka Janya Vairagya, not any Naimittika Vairagya. Naimittika means out of some trigger. So that is this Sumitra ji now. Look at her Viveka. How clear it is and how she answers Lakshman ji's questions. So Lakshman ji goes to Sumitra ji, but he has a lot of fear in his heart. First of all, he's having this fear. If mother says no, then I know Bhagwan is not going to take me. So he goes and he just wants to quickly hear a yes and run away from there. But when she sees him, she realizes that everything is not okay. So she looks at his face, having mixed emotions. Anxiety is there. He's pale on one side, upset on one side. So she tells him what happened. And Lakshmanji narrates all the incidents, Kaikeyi, whatever she did. Now, see, these were royal queens. They had very keen sense of politics. You don't have to elaborate too much. No courses in political science. Nothing they need. Little bit you tell, they understand everything because they have seen so many things in their life. Kingdoms being taken away, one family, another family, coming together for some reason, but again going in some other direction. Everything they have seen. So she hears out Lakshmanji, quickly gathers what all has happened, and she's very sad about how Kaikeyi made this whole thing unfold. So she consoles Lakshmanji. After that, she's going to answer now. She has understood the situation. She remembers Bhagwan, his glory, his strength. Now she's going to answer Lakshmanji's question. That is a very beautiful one. After 73rd Doha, you see. धीरजु धरेउ को अवसर जानी सहज सुहृद बोली मृदु बानी तात तुम्हारी मातु बैदेहि पिता राम सब भांति स्नेहि अवधत जह राम निवासु तहि दिवसु जह भानु प्रकाशु जो पैसिय राम बन जाहि अवध तुम्हार काजु कछु नाहि गुर पितु मातु बंधु सुरसाई से यही सकल प्राण की नाई राम प्राण प्रिय जीवन जी के स्वार्थ रहित सखा सबही के पूजनीय प्रिय परम जहाते सब मानियहि राम के नाते असजिय जानि संग बन जाहु लेहु तात जग जीवन लाहु भूरि भाग भाजनु भयउ मोहि समेत बलि जाओ जो तुम्हारे मन छाड़ी छलो कीन्ह राम पद ठाउ सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय धीरजु धरेउ. This is the quality of Viveka. No matter how the situation is, this person doesn't lose Viveka in that situation. Dhiraja comes when Viveka is clear. Viveka means the ability to objectively analyze situations, to keep our prejudices on the side, and to look at a thing as it is. Ideally speaking, whatever we have learnt, whatever sadhana we have done, whatever Vedanta we have learned, applying that in a given situation. That is the sum and substratum of this Viveka. Now Sumitra ji says, Lakshman ji, she says in Mrudu Bani, soft speech, there are some fundamentals you have misunderstood. Lakshman ji wonders, I was hoping I get an answer. Go to see, she's again started some Vedanta now. She says you have misunderstood Bhagwan's question itself. Bhagwan's instruction you have misunderstood. What was Bhagwan's instruction? Go and take mother's permission. Right? She says, I am not your mother. Your mother is Sita ji. Your father is Bhagwan Rama. If they have given permission, why did you come to me? That is what she says. Tata tumhari matu baidehi. Your mother is Sita ji and Tata is Bhagwan Rama. Pita Ramu sabab bhanti sane. If their blessings are there on you, then everything is fine. You don't have to take my permission separately. And what were you concerned about? Leaving Ayodhya, right? So she says that is your second misunderstanding. First misunderstanding was who is Tata and Pita? Who is Mata and Pita? Second misunderstanding is what is Ayodhya? He says Ayodhya is this, Avada taha jaha Rama nivasu. Where Bhagwan Rama lives, that is Ayodhya. This place is not called Ayodhya. She says, Vanvasa is not happening to you. Vanvasa is happening to us. You are going from Bhagwan Rama to Bhagwan Rama only. But we are here without Bhagwan Rama. So Ayodhya is that where Bhagwan Rama lives. Example also she gives, day is there where sun is. Day is there where sun is. Day doesn't have independent identity, devoid of this sun. जौ पे सीय राम बन जाही अवध तुम्हारा काजु कछु नाही. If Bhagwan Rama and Sita ji are going to the forest, you have no business to stay back in Ayodhya. In some other Ramayanas, it is given in a different way, even more stronger way. She says, if three of you are going, you have to come back as three. Don't come back alone. Means no matter what happens, you have to come back with Bhagwan Rama and Sita ji. If there is a difficult time, you should come back with all of them, not alone. Means don't leave them and come. That should be your Seva Bhava. Mother telling her own son, that is Sumitra ji. Viveka Jagrat, and also having that supreme most devotion to Bhagwan. Gura pitu matu bandha surasai, sayi ahi sakala prana ki nai. Serve them just like you serve, just like pranas serve you. In that way also we can take it. How do pranas serve this jiva? Very silently. They don't make any noise. Very silently they are serving. In that way you should serve. But in such a way that without you, things would not. Means take whatever responsibility you can to make their life comfortable. Just like pranas do. In that way. Ramu prana priya jivana jike swarata rahita sakha sabahi ke. Bhagwan is the most dearest of everything. Means he is Chaitanya Swarupa. Because of that Chaitanya only, everything becomes dear. He is that Rama. And anybody who looks dear or who is puja to us, they are puja because of Bhagwan only. This chaupa is very oft quoted. Pujaniya priya parama jahate sabamaniya hi Rama ke naate. What is Karma Yoga according to Goswami Ji? He says, have as many sambandhas as you want. No sambandha will bind as long as I keep Bhagwan in between that sambandha. Otherwise, what is the danger? If that sambandha gives joy, then there is attachment over there. If that sambandha gives dukkham, then there is sorrow or there is aversion towards that. How to save ourselves from this pair of extremes? He says Bhagwan is the Mata Pita of all jivas. From him alone, everybody has come. Right? So my sambandha with anybody, because we also have come from Bhagwan only, he says it is through Bhagwan. Between any sambandha, I have kept Bhagwan in between. He says, with that bhavana only, I am interacting with this whole world. Karma Yoga put in a different perspective. Asajiya jani sanga bana jahu. With this understanding, you go to the forest. Lehu tata jagat jivana lahu. Get the supreme most benefit of living in this world, that is to serve Bhagwan Rama and Sita ji. Bhuri bhagu bhajana bhayamu mohi sameta bali jaun jo tumhare mana chhadi chalu keen Rama pada thaun. Again and again, I am praying to Bhagwan, may your path be protected. May you live life serving in this way. Now she has few other beautiful pointers. She is telling Lakshmanji, in case if you are worried about me, that you should have served me, and at this point you are telling that you want to go to the forest, she says that also you don't worry. Why do you say so? Sumitra ji says, being a mother, it is best only when the child knows the supremost purpose of life. Means if the child becomes devotee of Bhagwan, she says whatever mother had to get fulfilled by being a mother, that is already accomplished. This is another famous chaupai. Putravati jubati jagasoi, Ragupati bhagata jasu suta hoi. If the child becomes Bhagwan's devotee, she says everything that I had to accomplish as a mother, I have already accomplished. This is the best thing that can happen. There is nothing else that I am seeking. Tumhare bhaga Rama bana jahi. This is why Bhagwan is going to forest. Everybody has their own reasons. Somebody says because of Kaikeyi. Bhagwan Rama already gave his reasons. What did Bhagwan say? I will fulfill father's words. Ayodhya will get a king like Bharat Ji. And I will get satsang of Rishi Munis. Everything he said. Sumitra ji is telling, Bhagwan Rama is going to the forest because of you. Means your punya karmas are ripened so much that you will get exclusive access to Bhagwan. You can serve him single-handedly. Over there, in Ayodhya, probably he did not get it. After all, a king, right? How much he can do. Whatever he would do, other people would be there. So here he says, Bhagwan is going to be in the forest, and he is going to the forest so that you get opportunity to serve him. Tumhare bhaga Rama bana jahi, dusara hetu tata kachunahi. There is no other reason why Bhagwan is being sent to the forest. Look at her conviction. She is able to say there is no other reason why Bhagwan is sent to the forest except for you to go and serve him. Sakala sukruta kara bada phalu ehu Rama siya pada sahajasani. If our mind can effortlessly go towards Bhagwan, if our mind can effortlessly do sadhanas without dragging ourselves, that is the result of all our punya karmas. Not easy, huh? Because we see many places we have to drag ourselves. Either it is in satsang or it is in regular niyamas that we have, meditation. All of that, sometimes we have to push ourselves to keep doing it regularly. Now you look at this chaupai. Sakala sukruta kara bada phalu ehu. The punya karmas, when they fructify, the result of that is these practices become effortless. Turning mind towards the Lord becomes a great joy. This sadhaka looks forward to it. In fact, if mind goes other direction, that gives him sorrow. Previously, why did he start? Mind was always out. Sometime he would bring it in. Now with Bhagwan's grace, he says mind is towards the Lord. If it goes out, he has to pull it back. Now she is giving him a very practical advice. She says when you go to the forest, there will be a lot of sattva there. Forest life is like that, huh? Very sattvic. Minimal things are there. Rishi Muni's ashrama will be there. You will get to do a lot of seva. But these things, if they creep into your mind, who is telling? Sumitra ji is telling Lakshman Ji. If these things creep in your mind, in spite of that sattvic atmosphere being there, this mind will start finding some or the other problem. And this thought will come to you, why did I come here? Maybe I made a mistake. Ayodhya was so nice, I could do whatever I wanted. Unnecessarily, I came along with Bhagwan, and this is why I'm stuck over here. What are those things? She says, first one is raga. Don't get attached to anything in that forest. Of course, objects, what object will you get attached in forest, But any person, object, don't get attached. That is the first door to bring sorrow. Raga, Roshu means anger. If anger is allowed to express whenever it wants, he says that anger will bring sorrow. Even in the forest, Ayodhya it can bring. But in the forest where everything is calm, this is the second door where trouble will enter. Third is Irisha. Irisha means jealousy. It can come even in sattvic things. He says, be very, very careful with this Irisha. Fourth one is Mada. Mada means this pride. Whatever that pride is about, he says that pride, even in the forest, it will follow you. And there it can bring sorrow. And last one is Moha. Moha means delusion. Delusion about joy being there outside. Delusion about something which is against scriptures. This whole thing Goswamiji calls as Maya Parivara. In Uttarkanda, each quality he takes and says, what does this thing do to us? He says, Kama, if it comes, it makes a person dance like a monkey. And Krodha, if it comes, he says it burns the mind of this person. Like that, each quality he has elaborated and given the connection also, how one leads to the another. And he says, this everything is Maya Parivara. It will not go without Bhagwan's grace. So those indicators Sumitra ji is giving, she says that will help you when you are in the forest. Jani sapanehu in a ke basahu. Even in dream, if you are in the control of this Maya Parivara, it is sufficient to give you trouble, even in the middle of very, very sattvic things. He says one part is the surrounding, but main part is our mind free from this Maya Parivara. Sakala prakara bikara bihai, mana karma bachana karehu sevakai. Serve Bhagwan in all ways, in your thought, word and deed. That is your purpose for which you are going there. Jehina Ramu bana lahiu kalesu, suta soyi karehu hoi upadesu. Sumitra ji gives only one upadesha to Lakshman Ji after giving everything. He says, do that by which Bhagwan is not having any klesha. Means if Bhagwan, he is having difficulty because of your seva, he says that is not seva. Later on we see in the case of Nishad Raj. Whenever somebody comes to your home, you want to give them the best, right? So he says, Bhagwan, can I bring, in a silver plate? Can I bring in a silver glass? Bhagwan says, I cannot even enter the city. What can I take in, all these big, big things? So Goswamiji elaborates how he brings everything. He brings water in a drona, a leaf, made in such a way without any holes, which can hold water. He brings in that. He offers fruits and all other natural things to Bhagwan. Because he says, if I insist because of my seva, and Swami has to undergo Vrata Bhanga, when he has taken some vow, and he is supposed to undergo, or he is made to leave his vows because of my seva, you say that is not Sevaka Lakshana. Sumitra ji is telling Lakshman Ji, you serve in such a way that it helps Bhagwan also, but he should not find it more difficult because he is taking you. This happens sometimes. Gurudev used to, he has said in one place, many would be enthusiastic to travel with him, help him. And they feel it's an easy routine, traveling with Mahatmas like him. When they go, they realize sometimes you would have to eat 4 lunches. Same thing, eat it 4 times in 4 different places. And across different places you have to travel, every day new food. So they had come to serve Gurudev. But what ends up happening is, he ends up taking care of the one who has come with him. He says, your forest life is very sensitive. make sure that Bhagwan doesn't have to take care of you. That is my Upadesha, very simple one. Do that by which your Swami is pleased. Upadesu yahu jahi tat tumhare Rama siya sukha pavahi. Let Sita ji and Bhagwan Rama get sukha. Pitu matu priya parivara pura sukha surati bana bisaravahi. Serve them in such a way that you forget all your hardships. That is the beauty of Seva. If somebody is sincerely serving, thinking about only giving, their problems will look very small to them. This is the magic of Seva. More a person is thinking about themselves, even a small problem looks big. But he says, more you are looking at Bhagwan, all hardships that you have to go through, they will be as though forgotten. Tulasi Prabhu hi sikha dehi ayasudin hapuni asishadai. Tulasi Prabhu here, he is calling Lakshman Ji. He said, Lakshman Ji is my Prabhu. To him, Sumitra Ji gave this Upadesha. Ratiho abirala amala siya raghuvara pada nitanai. How should bhakti be? Sumitra Ji is blessing Lakshman Ji. May it be avirala. Avirala means may it not get lost at any time. In particular, in difficult times, may there be no break in your bhakti. Even if bhoga comes in front, may that not take your devotion away. Ordinary sadhaka's life, their bhakti is like roller coaster. Guruji calls it as they get a bhakti attack sometimes. Suddenly you feel so devotional, you feel so overpowered by devotion, we start doing all sadhanas. But something goes here and there, life gets busy, or we end up going more outwardly, social life increases. That much is sufficient to bring everything down. He says, bhakti hai wo jo bhakti rehti hai. Bhakti keeps running away from us. We have to keep pulling it back. But this bhakti that Sumitra Ji is blessing him is avirala bhakti. In particular, in difficult times, may it stay with you, and may it be amala. Amala means for the sake of Bhagwan alone. This person is seeking God and God alone. He is not seeking something through God. This is one more stage. Amala bhakti means that. Seeking through God, Bhagwan says, even they are sukrutinaha. 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita, he says, even those who are coming to me with some desire, they are also my devotees only. But I need some categories, right? There are some who have gone above that stage. So they are these Amala Bhaktas. Seeking Bhagwan for Bhagwan's sake, not seeking Bhagwan for something else. He says, Abirala Amala Siya Raghuvara Pada Nitanai. May Bhagwan bless you with this. So 2 devotees we saw today. Their responses. One was Lakshman Ji, how he responded. What did he say? I am a balaka. Don't give me this dharma upadesha. Then was Sumitra Ji, mother of Vairagya, Viveka, who was one step ahead. Lakshman Ji thought whether I'll get permission or not. He said, why are you still here? Your permission is already granted. You should have gone ahead by now. So 2 devotees, more we will see in the next session. Our coming Friday, 30th, we have a puja at the ashram. So please do come in person. We need to seek grace and blessings of Divine Mother. All of them are avatars, Sita Ji, Kaushalya Ji, Sumitra Ji. So looking forward to seeing all of you. We'll do our Nama Sankirtanam. Aganita Gunagana Bhushana Rama Ashrita Vatsala Jaya Jaya Rama Ayodhya Vasi Sita Rama Apad Bandhava Jaya Jaya Rama Dasharathanandana Shri Rama Dashamukha Mardana Jaya Jaya Rama Kausalya Sukhavardhana Rama Kamita Phalada Jaya Jaya Rama विमोचन श्री राम पट्टाभिराम जय जय राम जानकी वल्लभ सीता राम जय रघुराम जय सीता राम वानर सेवित श्री राम वारिधि बंधन जय जय राम हनुमत पूजित सीता राम श्री राम जय राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीता राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम सियावर रामचंद्र की सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हरि ओम।